So in Boxcutter, there's this exercise called work the corner, where basically you enable snap, and under dots you enable static dots, which is an alternative dot system. So by holding control, you can actually roll the wheel to get alternative orientations, which we'll get this one, bring out a box, and just cut in this corner. And then before proceeding, we'll press Q, go under set origin, and we're just going to set our origin based off of this corner we just cut in. And the best part about this is that we can now cut into the shape with the box, press Alt X, and mirror it across itself based off of the corner. And with our selection still present, we can just shift click radial array to radial around this corner. So now we actually have the beginnings of the workflow I call work the corner. So by selecting the object, we can now draw another box. We're just going to mirror it across itself again, just to keep things congruent when it comes to the center area of this main corner. And the thing that I want to demonstrate is that normally what I would do is select both objects and then shift click radial array, which would reuse the same settings as before, but we also see that it created a new empty. So let's right click and get rid of that. What we actually now can do is select the object, select the empty, press Q, and use radial array, and it will basically share the same empty as before. So if you watched the previous work the corners, you will probably have a pretty good idea about how beneficial this can be to just continuously be able to grab the same empty and just keep working it over and over without having to create empties over and over, and by the end just be managing hundreds of empties. You know, I don't know how bad it is for the environment, but I definitely want to try to be as efficient as possible with our tools. So the prospect of creating a million empties is just not something that I want to be involved with, but this is basically what the purpose of this particular improvement is to improve users who wish to work the corner and use a constant form of radial array and not have to create an empty every time they want to create a radial array, especially if it's using the exact same parameters as the last 500 empties that you just placed down. So we're just selecting it, Q, radial array, and we could also press A to turn off the ability to adjust the displacement, where we can click and complete the operation. And just like that, we now have all of these objects on the exact same empty whenever it comes to radial array.